hopefully.
You want to click spectator as well.
Oh yes. Yes, indeed, indeed. Right, we're live.
Alright.
We are live. So, welcome all. Welcome to GTA. Yayata. I'm gonna yay tie. What do we reckon? Yay? Just.
I have no idea.
I'm gonna go.
Say something. I'll just keep going with it.
I'm gonna go yay. Sounds very childish. To shout yay, but you know, it's what it is. Where is everyone? We've got 16, which is good. We've not got. I was really looking forward to seeing Emperor and Bell on this race, but they are not here. Yes, well, I was kind of hoping, if I'm honest, because Emperor's got a very good DNF record. Well, as in, like, he doesn't DNF, so it would have been great to see him continue it around here. But
maybe that's why he's not racing.
This is it. This is it.
It looks like they're ready up.
Got a few missing today. We've got
not many though.
Not many. We've got LFC, who's decided to go to. I think he's around a load of friends watching the Grand National.
Of all the things to miss a race with.
Well, I don't know. He's a bit older than some of us. He's even older than me. So you know, it's a bit of an old man sport, isn't it? But it's a little bit similar to what we're about to encounter. Just loads of people going round in a course that might kill them. So, oh, Bellon's in. Bellon just made it.
It'll be a right shame for if people join now, because they'll be completely buried.
Yeah, it would be a shame. Hopefully people have been made up. Well, we've made them aware a few times about the slight time change, but hopefully it doesn't catch anyone out. Bellon just getting there in injury time without his car. So I'm hoping he hopefully lands in the Sauber. That'll be a happy coincidence, but just have to see.
At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Because all the cars are the same performance.
Yeah, exactly. Any predictions?
At least this, the only prediction is this should be the most interesting qualifying session of the season.
Yeah, agreed. I think all I can tell you is that I know that Robert is very good around here.
Yeah, well, that's a known fact for people that know the league anyway.
Yes.
Robert does well here.
So where has Bellon ended up? Oh, he's ended up in a Mercedes. Could be worse. But he will be scoring points for the Sauber team today. But yeah, I think the other guys to look out for was Redeemer. He's very quick. And I would probably say Macca, believe it or not. Macca's also quite quick around here.
It's also the fact this is such a different track than all the other ones in the calendar. It's hard to tell who's going to be quick and who's not.
Well, this is true. I think everyone will feel an equal sense of they're going to die and they are going to win. So
I mean, it's probably the biggest balancer on the season, just because it's really hard to have pace here. So it doesn't matter how quick you are. All that matters is how consistent you are here.
Yeah, exactly. I'll turn down my game a little bit because it's a bit loud as we're riding on board with Macca, who is going out on the Hypersoft. So a few guys have decided to go out on the Supers. Fuzz, Adri, Ryan and Bag of Bones, with Ibo going out in the Ultras. So Will be interesting.
So I think I can guess one thing, and that's I don't think the McLarens are going to do their usual strategy here. It'd be a bit awkward to get out of the way after giving someone a tow down the main straight.
Macca's obviously binned his car somewhere because he's pulled in. Right on board with B Morgan.
So that's another thing people are going to have to watch out for. It's all well and good going all out for your qualifying lap, but it's really easy just to nick part of your front wing off.
Yeah, very true. Who's going to retire first? That's I don't really want to guess anyone, but it's
they'll probably be whoever goes like completely all or nothing on a lap first.
Yeah, absolutely. We can have a little look at. Might as well have a little look at the standings. We're not as flash as the guys in Division 1. But yeah, so let's have a little look at these because it's really tight, really tight. Let's load them up as we're riding on board with Morgan. This looks like a very tidy lap, I have to be honest, especially for running no ABS.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be one of the people running no ABS here.
10-0, not a bad opening gambit at all. That might be hard to beat.
It's highly unlikely he's pushing all that hard for the first time.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got our the chap we're talking about, Robert, coming through now. Oh, as Ye has retired, and Robert goes 2/100th slower. As Redeemer goes 2/10 slower than those guys, and Mike putting in a lap. And Fuzz.
For some reason, I think Fuzz is going quite slowly. Probably on purpose.
We've got all sorts of carnage out here at the moment. I can't really work out what's really going on, but Macca and Ghost Recon coming around to start a lap, as I think Bag of Bones is as well.
Yes.
Macca takes T1 almost perfectly from what I can see. Just on the edge of getting a cut, but I don't think he did.
No, he's still pushing, so I guess he's fine.
Yeah, not a bad sector there, 18.7.
I've got yellow flags or something. It's Mike stopped next to the pit lane to let people through. Okay.
Jabbo and Heated putting in a lap in the 10s as well, but not affecting the top three. I wonder what Macca can do here. Oh no, I think he may have got away.
Quite possibly a cut.
Ghost Recon coming through, takes it very delicately. Let's have a look. Is Macca carrying on?
He's carrying on.
So he's obviously liking the time. It's going to be a time. It's a 12.6.
That was invalid, so he must have cut that, just going for another run.
Yeah.
Got Bag Bones setting at 11.7 on the super softs. That's not a bad time.
Comfortably quicker than Fuzz and Adri. Ghost is going to have another go.
Bag Bones sitting only a second behind, Heated ahead of him on 2-step harder tyres.
Yeah.
Bag Bones is looking like he's got at least qualifying pace here.
Mac has binned it. He's still alive, but it was not a good look coming just into the tunnel. And that will be that. He's going to put himself under quite a bit of pressure, but you can do 4 runs here, particularly if you bail out of one of them.
Yeah, but whether or not you want to push for that many runs is a different question altogether.
Ghost narrowly avoiding a retired car. He's got Zwadema behind him potentially, or is it Maka? No, it's Zwadema.
It's a deal.
And Zwadema's a little bit lucky. He's going to get Ghost out the way and have a flying lap at this.
I don't know who that was. Having a massive twitch coming out of pits. That was interesting. I think it was Frey. And there's probably one of, if not the most awkward pit exit.
Oh, Frey with a 5-second grid pen for a collision. Oh, it looks like a bad one as well because his wing is completely torn off.
I lost their entire front wing, was pointing sideways.
Both on outlaps, so not sure there'll be much to be said from the stewards necessarily unless something crazy happened, but
that's probably going to be hurting Frey's chances of doing well in the race.
Robert doing a flying lap here, coming into... Ooh, he hits the wall, but I think that's a nice hit in some senses because he hit it tyre square, but...
He's bailing on it anyway.
Zwadema, wow, 109 flat. That is the kind of times we're looking for. That is hugely in the lead.
That's a second and half 10. Exactly ahead of what B Morgan's done. B Morgan's coming up. Looks like he's about to finish his lap or start one. He's coming up to start a lap now.
So, let's have a look at the standings because they are interesting. The results are as follows. We have got a bit of a title race going on here already. So Bag of Bones, who is a bit further down in 11th currently, is leading the title. He's doing it with 65 points to Morgan on 64. Heated, his consistency has let him down in the last race and he stays on 53 in third. So Dama on 49, who looking like the favourite for this race as it stands. Jabbo in 5th on 49 also. Fuzz in 6th. Adri in 7th. James at 8th. Carl Cannon in 9th. And LFC in 10th. But the top 9 kind of in their own little area, so to speak.
Just looking at that, the top 9 are separated by just over 30 points.
Yeah, so
pretty damn close.
Yeah, absolutely. Morgan comes over 9.4. I think that Zwadema's lap, whilst being very, very good, and indeed probably quicker than some guys in Division 2, I don't think it was outrageously quick, as we've got a collision here. And Mr. Wooter with a 5-second. So, all sorts going on. Heated is out, and I've just caught the retirement. He's caught the inside of the... I don't know the name of the curve, but just as you're going down to the right-hander before the hairpin, and that's a dangerous place to be.
So that'll be Miracle, I'm guessing, or possibly Casino.
I think
it's
it's
top of the hill or...
Ooh,
no.
And top of the hill. As Adri just... the car ghosted just after Adri went past, and Adri's lap will have been compromised there. Now this is interesting.
That's one way of saying that there might be a mess in Adri's car.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is interesting. Robert is on a lap and he's using ultras. Now, for me, what that means is that he is way confident that he can beat that 10.0. If he could secure 3rd or 4th on ultras, ooh, that looked like a cut to me.
Quite hard to tell from on that corner anyway. I get a feeling I might fail at this lap after clattering into the wall like that.
Ghost, feel free to qualify if you're just to test your connection more than anything.
That a lot. 13-0. Literally just said that as you. I literally just said his lap as you said that.
Which is I'm glad to see, because we want to. The last thing we just want. Hopefully, he's wide his connection, because that should fix most of the problems. I can't see it being too. I used to have issues when I didn't have a wide connection. Mic improves, but it's invalidated.
Yeah, but interestingly, we've got two people that are yet to set times. We've got Bellon and Frey. Neither of which have actually set a lap time yet, which you don't really expect to see here of all tracks.
No, absolutely. We've got Adri going round. No idea why he's not. Ooh, as he hits the wall.
Lost a bit of his front line by the looks of things, sir.
He's going to finish that up. 9:10.4.
Didn't improve.
No. He must have been on for quite a flyer.
Yeah, he'll have enough time to get back round and out though.
Yeah, as long as you've got about... You don't need much, to be fair. You only need 3 minutes. I think 3 minutes if you're going to put... As long as you're pushing on your in-lap. You should be fine. Mike having another pop. He is up on his time. Not significantly though, unless he really buried the last corner. He does improve, but he doesn't move up.
Yeah, we had Edward setting a lap at the same time, but he did not improve, so Edward's still sitting in 14.
So it could be a bit of a madhouse the last 4 minutes.
I could expect all these people that are sitting in the pits will more likely all end up going out at once, because it makes things more interesting for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Bag of Bones will fancy his chances.
Yes, we've got Frey, who's on our outlap right now. Finally set a lap down. But I think at this point, even if Frey's lap time isn't great, they're still going to end up setting it just to have a time on the board.
Yeah, and I think so far the going's been really slow. I know most of these guys from, you know, guys like Adri, Robert, Jabbo, Maka, Cannon, Fuzz as well, probably Ryan as well, probably Bag of Bones. Those guys can get in the nines. I'm almost certain.
It's probably like I said earlier, they're wanting to wait till they've got a decent enough time on the board and then go for it completely. Just so you know they're at least going to qualify decently high.
Well, this is it. This is it, and I think what would be interesting is if, and I think this is maybe what Robert had a go at, which was if I can get third on ultras, well then I'm in a much better position than anyone else, and I think that's probably true.
Yeah, because strategy is a massive thing here. If you get your strategy wrong, it can break your race, but if you get it right, you can jump up quite a few positions here.
Yeah, this is it. What is... So Zodama's down the road. I think he is setting a lap here, so he's going to be the first person.
He's going to be wanting to try and make sure no one can beat his time.
He's done well to actually get out of the pit straight without anyone impeding him in some ways, because I imagine that it's kind of peak time. A lot of these guys are staying in the pits right to the last knock-ins.
I feel like B Morgan's literally just leaving the pit lane now, so he'll have just enough time to get round and do
I think you need
a lap, but just one lap.
I think you need a minute and a half. I think you need a minute and a half. Morgan and Robert are on their outlap. Some guys are just quite content. I think maybe this is tactical. Ryan B gets out. Zodama 9018. Not quicker, but very consistent, showing that he can do the times.
One of the people below him is going to be hoping that they can get stellar lap in as well. Even if they just hit Zudema slightly, that's all it takes to take that top step away from him.
This is it. Bag of Bones is coming out, and that's going to be very tight. Like, I think he's going to have to do a lap that is a proper lap to get round. Ooh, Ryan not moving out the way well enough there for, I believe it was Jabbo. Ghost Recon retires. Macca's going to try and get over that line last, I think, would be what I'm predicting. It's hard to know where to look.
I have to say, I'm looking at Robert, who's just going around the hairpin now. I think he's the furthest forward in this sort of group of cars going round.
Mike
and
is
Mike's retiring. Probably from the pit, I'd assume, but he might have been on track.
So Robert's the lead car, much better around the chicane. Ooh, is the Haas?
Possibly getting, yeah.
Frey
holding him up a bit. Not really much they could have done differently though.
I'm sure it was probably not some. Oh, is Robert really going sideways?
Morgan's been it somewhere.
Macca didn't get over the line in time. Robert with just
improved.
Where is Fuzz? There's a Ferrari on that's killed it on the apex, no fault of his own. Carcannon.
See Morgan, bit crushed there. We've got Fuzz just coming up to the last few corners now. It looks like he's on quite a slow lap, yeah, and he fills into the pits.
What can Carcannon do? It's going to be slow.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to... No, he didn't improve.
He's in the worst... He's put himself in 10th, which... And I think that's that, I think.
Yeah, I believe it is, because the Dama appears to run out of fuel.
Well...
And they're the only car that's still going round.
Everyone on the Hypersofts heated will be a little bit annoyed. He binned it there, and I think he would have had the pace to improve. Robert won't be happy with his time, but I think he'll be very happy that no one beat him into third.
He might not be happy with his time, but he should be happy that he's still starting on the second row.
There's a lot of quali, not blocking. Blocking's not the right word, but I think it's so because it's so hard to get out of the way. If you bin your car again, can't really call it blocking as such because it's not your fault. But a lot of obstacles there in that race or in that qualifying, I should say.
A lot of it does just come down to the fact that it's real outward to get two cars past each other in the best of times here.
So it's kind of gone to form a little bit from the guys that are doing well in the title race. But Zvedema is definitely looking to improve, as we've got the 5 places there for Tienta Frey, who's going to be starting in 16th, and Wuta, who will start in, well, I think it'll be 11th in the end, from my understanding.
Yeah, I think so, but Wuta will also be on used Pipers.
Yeah, so not the...
Oh, we do have someone in the top 10 that's on Ultra, we have Adri.
Oh, okay, so Adri's definitely in the mix then, pace-wise.
Adri's starting fresh on the Ultra Softs.
Your mission, if you're Jabbo and Robert, is to not get jumped on the start by the guy with the Ultra Soft.
I think that's really everyone's mission here.
But
at least hold position.
I think more for you don't want to get stuck behind someone on a slower compound around here. That would be a true nightmare.
And you want to hope that everyone gets round turn 1 cleanly as well. So it takes us one person braking later than everyone else, and all of a sudden we've ruined about half the grid race.
Oh, this is it. I mean, corners to look out for in my eyes is probably Casino, the hairpin. I wouldn't surprise me if someone binned it at somewhere like Portier, but equally turn.
Obviously, it's like in the Novelle chicane. It's always an awkward corner.
Yeah.
Rastcast as well.
Yes. Yeah, it's easy to mess things up a little bit. But yeah, so let's have a look at the tyres that people have gone to, because this is going to be pivotal. Ryan, interestingly, Ryan's gone on the super softs along with Ibo and Bellon, but they're the only ones to do that. Whereas Bag of Bones, Ghost, Mike, Frey and Ye have gone. Frey and Ye at the back with Bellon. But Frey and Ye have decided to go on the ultras, so I find that quite interesting.
Terrible strategies, because it's definitely better to go for an overcut than an undercut. You don't want to get caught up in traffic after you've come for a pit stop.
Mr. Wooter's going to be cursing his luck, getting a 5-pace grid pen, having to use the hypers.
If he plays his card right, he could get past Ryan on that one though.
Yeah.
You have to be really careful with how he tries to do it.
Yeah, this is it. So I am very much looking forward to this one. I'm probably looking forward to commentating this about 1000% more than I am driving it.
Are you looking forward to driving it at all?
I am. I have a morbid fascination with this track. I think everyone's the same. It's just such a different challenge.
It's a brilliant track. It's just not always a brilliant race.
Yeah, this is it. But I hope. I don't really mind what shenanigans go on, as long as I just hope T1's okay and the first time round the hairpin. After that, mistakes happen.
Obviously, we hope everyone finishes, but it'll be more entertaining if not everyone finishes.
Right. We're off. Good start, my Morgan. Not the best by Zwadema, as Robert makes an excellent start. It's the side
jump started.
Oh, there's a lot of people going very carefully through the corners, and I think everyone has made it through, which is an absolute minor miracle.
And it appears that Jabo's got past Robert somehow, and I think I might have seen some carbon fibre flying around. So there's a chance that someone has wing damage.
Ooh, as Mike gets a stop-go penalty for gaining a place under yellows. What we're seeing through the hairpin, we're seeing one abreast.
He's got 2 stop goes already. His Ghost Recon jumped the start slightly, and Mike's got that for corner cut.
So this
constant yellow flag as well.
This is it. How are we looking through the chicane as we're following everyone through? Everyone seems to be taking it very lightly, which is not a bad idea, but almost in formation it feels like watching this, and again I can't blame anyone for that.
One thing is, there is quite a few people that have actually made up sessions, and yet I was right, Robert has some wing damage there. He's put in for that super softs.
Well,
as is car cannon. So that's their force in there.
Absolutely, they're going to be right at the back.
Yeah, not the start they were looking for.
Adri will be very pleased, and again Maka with a good start, but he's not really too free of Adri, so he'll need to get a move on.
But then as long as Maka keeps this cool, there's not really going to be much Adri can do.
Oh, Bag of Bones going very hot into the...
Because there's only really 1 or 2 overtaking spots in this whole track.
I'm not even sure, you know, and again, I don't even think they'd be classed as overtaking spots in other tracks.
It's just chances that you can force someone to let you through.
This is it.
There isn't really any cross overtaking, it's just getting your car in a position that the other car has to yield.
Yeah, so Ryan B, 3 second time pen already. His Bag of Bones is really chasing on some Mike here. Lots of...
Yeah, just looking at the front, we've got start of a train forming on the back of Monaco.
Safety car.
We've got Adri heated and Fuzz behind them.
Oh, safety car as... No, not safety car, sorry, no safety car. What am I talking about? I was just wondering if there's going to be a safety car. As GTA is out, Mr. Ye, that's his race. Unfortunately run, not the debut he was hoping for, is heated, has just lost a bit of his wing on the back of Adri. And that
I've got Ghost in the chat saying that he got a stop go for no reason. Which does seem a bit weird because it came up saying that he jump started after the start had already happened.
Yeah, very odd.
Not much we can do about it now, especially since he's literally just served it.
Yeah, so hopefully that's a bit of a... Hopefully we can see a nice race here from Ghost and he can have a bit of a comeback, because you're never out of it around Monaco. Never ever out of it.
You never know how many people are going to crash.
This is it. One thing I can say is that Zwadema is having a lot of fun at the front, and he is very much clear. Mac is making... I think he could well make a bit of a train. He's not the easiest guy to pass, even at some of the some tracks that are not Monaco. So I'll be intrigued to see if Adri can make light work of Macca when Macca's tyres do start to go off a bit.
Well, Adri's shown that he's no stranger to going for fairly risky overtakes and pulling them off.
This is it. Bag of Bones is running very close to Mike, and I'm quite keen on watching how he behaves going into this hairpin. He's quite aggressive actually, and he might have a chance. Might be our first proper...
I get the feeling we're not going to see any overtakes at the hairpin, at least in this first half of the race.
Absolutely.
We might see one or two after that, but it's going to be only when people get really desperate to get past someone.
Bag of Bones is probably in that kind of mode behind Mike. He's probably a bit desperate to get past, but it's got to be so careful.
Towards the front, we've got Jabos closing on the back of Pete Morgan as well.
Oh, he makes a big slide there, doesn't he?
Yeah. That's one thing, you've got to look after these tyres for as long as you possibly can. The longer you can last on these tyres, the better chance you have of getting out of the pit outside of traffic.
Well, this is it, and I'm just going to bring up the gap to leaders. Vedema is currently in a position where I'm not entirely sure how long the pit stop takes. I'm guessing it's going to be around 21 seconds. But if that's the case...
It's not an overly long pit stop.
Oh, okay. Well, he would get out, in my eyes, behind Bag of Bones, who's 18.9 behind as it stands. But that gap will probably drop to the ultra soft runners.
All depends on how careful he's going to be on those hype softs that he's on, and making sure that he doesn't accidentally nick front line at all.
Yeah, agreed. Tell you who isn't doing too badly is Ryan B. He does have a 3-sec penalty, but for those super softs...
Fairly comfortably in the top 10 on supers.
Robert gets past Bellon.
Yeah, I've got another train starting to run behind Fuzz.
So it's all looking... I mean, other than Zwadema, who is incredibly quick here, it seems, and I feel that he is currently... his biggest opponent is going to be the Wolves.
It might come down to him pulling off a sort of Senna-esque race where he's miles ahead of everyone and his only opponent is himself.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't necessarily rule out Adri in some ways, although he's 12 seconds back. Macca seems to have just lost it a little bit through... I don't know if he lost some wing, but Adri being so careful through the swimming pool.
I mean, the no-belt swimming pool's this bit.
Oh yeah, apologies, yeah. Adri contacted the wall, and I think he may have got some damage.
And just slight line damage doesn't really impact all that much yet.
No. Being
You're
stuck
never
by...
really going fast enough where you can need massive amounts of aero.
As Wooter's the first man to pit, so that's interesting.
It's heated in the pits as well. Run
Yellows.
for wing changes.
Car cannon looks very on edge.
Right, those heated and water through into pits has helped Robert back up to 12 after being right at the back of the field.
It's Adrian Macca at the moment. It seems to be the intriguing situation.
Because they're sort of stuck in a stalemate through no fault of their own. If this was any other track, I can see Adria have gotten past Macca by now.
Back of Bones. Really putting... Oh, as he forces Mike into a defensive position. And unfortunately getting a 3-second pen. Yeah, I mean, Ryan's really not that far behind the guys that are ahead, considering he's on this compound, as Macca decides to call it a day, as does Jabbo.
But I think it's still quite early to be going for a pit stop.
It is. Ryan B with another 3-second. Mike goes wide, Bag of Bones looking now. This is perilous to go two abreast here.
Yeah,
Mike
realised that and just let him through.
very...
That Bag Bones has the pace advantage, there's no point in holding them off. Let's slow them both down. Let them go.
That is fantastically clever and just astute racing from someone who's raced in leagues for a long time. He knew that really the gig was up, and the guy behind him was probably more desperate to get past than the guy behind. Ibo.
And on more pits, yeah, I was going to say on more pits on the issue, I thought Ibo would just go up the pits. Quite interestingly, he's gone for the ultra softs.
He's going for a two-stop. Going for a two-stop. There's a Damer. There's a Damer quite early as well. Morgan...
As would be Morgan.
Yeah, that surprises me a little bit. As obviously Adri's not going to be coming in anytime soon.
So Adri's going to be taking the lead here. If Adri can keep up a decent pace now, he could actually end up fairly far ahead, and possibly even in second after pit stops, since B. Morgan came out in a heap of traffic.
Ooh, as it gets ahead of Jabbo, which you'll like.
So that's what I was saying earlier, you really don't want to be pitting early here.
No, because you end up in this situation.
B. Morgan's just found out, he's right behind the car that can get to pit, and he's got almost no chance of getting past them.
This is it. Mike Adri is going to be a very big fan of Mike right now, because this will play into his hands hugely, as will... Fortunately, Macca's ended up quite far back. I think he must have had a wing change.
Yeah. Looks feel like he has.
Oh wow, Mike has decided to let everyone go except Robert.
Obviously decided that he didn't want any of that battle.
It's quite an astute thing to do in Monaco, but then again, these guys are not showing any signs of DNFing en masse. So, Mr. Wooter, oh, he's just gone through this. Bellon's just gone through the chicane. He's surely going to have to give this.
I'm looking back towards the front here, and Zedema on his fresh tires doesn't really seem to have much of an advantage over Adri when it comes to pace. This could actually play quite nicely into Adri's hand, especially as Zedema's going to have got Ghost Recon right in front of him, well, near enough right in front of him, so the only lap car is not easy here.
Bag of Bones is doing a very good race here, considering he's having to put up with having people ahead of him that either are slower or are now suboptimal tyres because Fuzz... Bellon... Wow, Mr. Rooter with a really nice overtake there.
Everyone's just cut part of his own build section and got a time penalty. As has Ryan B. Got another penalty.
What?
Penalty wise, it's not going great for the Toro Rosso guys.
No, not at all.
As Fuzz finally goes into the pits, that all of the Hypersoft runners now gone for a pit stop. As Fuzz getting a wing change as well.
Bellon with three seconds. Oh, Ibo's gone round. As Mike gets through on Ibo. So, although he might not... Do you know what, this might not be the worst thing in the world for Robert, because as it stands, as Frey is all over the place at the moment. Robert needs to get past Frey very quickly. He's got a decent exit. Ooh.
That's pretty just lets him through.
The hype of Monaco is getting into people's minds, and as much as I like it, I want to see a bit more blood and guts.
Yeah, we're not seeing any carnage.
No one wants to be that guy.
What's the point in racing Monaco if the commentators can't watch some carnage?
Ryan B struggling here. Morgan with a fantastic exit. Morgan not looking to get... Ooh.
Bit of contact, but positions stay the same.
I can kind of see both sides of the story there as well. A bit of a racing incident in my eyes.
Yeah, but then it's sort of a case of not much harm, so I don't really see any foul there.
No, exactly. Robert's not doing... Oh, was Jabbo up the inside of the chicane. The hairpin even. There was always going to be one. And Jabbo wins that award. It was close. Hopefully Morgan's end plate is okay on the right hand side.
It appears to be. Yeah, he's sellable for his end plate. But since you're talking about Robert, but one thing is he may, depending on how much weight he puts into those tires, still need to go for another stop.
Oh, Ryan is out. He's lost it. Morgan went into the back of him. And I think Morgan may well have damage.
Oh, and Mike's left in the pit. Still gonna have Ghost Guy driving around. Because he never retired.
Oh no.
So possibly a disconnect, but hard to tell. As he pulled into the pits as well.
Mr. Rooter inherits 10th place. Bellon is causing a bit of carnage behind him with Carcannon and Ibo. Morgan may have escaped the worst of it. He may have escaped the worst of it, which is interesting.
Yeah, now he's just got to deal with Jabbo behind them, with both of them on fairly similar wage tyres, so it's going to be a pretty straight fight at the end of the race between these two, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was interesting at that one point with them being behind Ryan, because it could have meant that Adri would get out ahead of them. But I don't think that'll be the case.
Yeah, we've got Zudema right behind Adri, so I'm guessing Adri's tyres are starting to fall off the cliff now.
Yeah. Ghost having a horrible session at the moment, but doing a very good job of letting the guys through, which is good to see. But he will be hoping for a few more DNFs to get a little cheeky point.
I've got Heat Edge just gone past Dibble in the tunnel.
Oh, Bellon is just not yielding, nor should he. Carcannon, very...
Heat and Dibble are on such fresher tyres than Bell, and it's probably unlikely that Bell will be able to hold them off forever.
Car Cannon will benefit hugely here, because what's going to happen is he's now in the fresh air. He was involved in this battle.
Yeah, now he's got fresh tyres as well.
It's not even that far behind him realistically, so...
Yeah. But just also speaking of pit stops, when Adri finally decides to go in, he should be quite fine, because of the amount of space registered in most of the cars.
Ooh, as Javo goes wide, he must have hurt his end plate there. Must have.
Yeah, I think he's lost his right hand end plate. No,
Look.
it's just a dodgy camera and this game sucks. Heated got past Bellon on the entrance to Nobel Street.
So that leaves Zibbo in a difficult spot. Car Cannon is so close to these guys. What a great idea to do a stop, to be fair.
Yeah, what's that? Car Cannon made up about 3.5 seconds in one lap.
Oh, Zibbo loses
Something
it.
crazy like that. Car Cannon gets a time penalty for cutting up the swimming pool section. Seems to be quite a common occurrence, that, as Adri jumped into the pits. Vagabond is staying out. Vagabond inherits second on 15 lap old Ultras, so it won't be long until he pits either.
Where is Adri going to come out? He's going to be coming out.
Looks like he's going to come out in 6th. With Robert ahead, not unlikely that Robert will be making another stop.
It brings into play an interesting strategy that I've seen before in other races. I've seen a league race. It wasn't any of ours, where someone did hypersofts, and they caught people that they were racing back up with the hypers within like 5 laps.
But then there's also a strategy you could go for, which is just sticking on these tyres and making sure that no one gets past them.
This is it. It will depend on the penalty situation, which we haven't talked too much. Well, I haven't seen too much in the way other than Bag of Bones, who will be pitting.
No, I think he's the only person in the top or 7 or 8 people that actually has a penalty as of right now.
So, yeah, I think Robert is definitely gaining on these guys, incidentally. He's gained a second on these older tyres, so... And Adri is... I think Adri might have lost a bit of time, but those tyres would have been stone cold, so... There's big gaps everywhere other than Jabbo and Morgan. And Car Cannon and Ibbo, actually, behind Bellon, who oh, did I just see a bit of Car Cannon's wing go there? It might have just been leaves.
Don't think, no, it doesn't feel like he's got any wing damage. But Bellon's definitely became sort of like a rolling roadblock here.
Yeah.
Car Cannon's taking that very carefully.
The good thing is his mic has ghosted out, which is good.
Yeah, it'd be a real nightmare if his car was going around unghosted.
Ooh, Robert with a 3-second pen, a bit harsh. I was riding on board. Oh, what's this? What have we got ahead? Oh, we've got the back markers here.
It looks like Jabbo's going for a move on inside the B Morgan here.
Oh, as he just knocks.
Yeah.
It seemed very unfortunate. Morgan gets a penalty for corner cutting to make matters even worse.
And there doesn't really seem to be much Morgan could have done to avoid cutting that corner with the way he was bouncing off the wall.
Car Cannon lets them through. Robert, oh, lucky there. I think he had a bit of a lapse of concentration. As Bellon has decided to not let them through, and he will be really at risk.
Then in that section there's not really anywhere you can let anyone through.
No, very true. As Bellon only lets one car through. This is... Oh, this is nightmarish. Oh, no. Robert.
I think, yeah, Robert is going into the back of the Morgan there. Didn't get... I don't know if he actually got any wing damage from it though.
This is... What is Bellon doing? I don't really understand. A man who's done plenty... Oh, it's Robert! What a move! What a move!
He Morgan then jumps into the pits, obviously to get that broken wing change. Bagbones has jumped into the pits as well. But all this carnage hasn't actually been bad for Bagbones as he's come out in fifth position.
And Maka. Maka will have gained from this as well. Well, I haven't really seen much of him. I feel like he's potentially making a few mistakes, or he might have chipped a bit of his wing off. So I thought he'd been a bit quicker. Adri's probably getting frustrated behind Bellon here, but like you say,
not really much to do about it. There's sort of there's reasons this F1 race gets compared to like a car park or something like that. And I think I just saw some carbon fibre going like that, and I believe it might have been off Robert. Not Robert, car cannon even. I'm just being stupid. But it's not, I'm just seeing things.
This battle for 12th is really on.
Yeah, it's so on that they've been forgetting about the blue flag rule.
Yeah, not the best, not what we want to see. But it is hard around here, but I know that there's probably going to be... Oh, Zibbo's out.
Zibbo's retired.
Oh. Just into the last corner.
I've also been looking at the gaps between cars, and Zadema's so far ahead that they could almost pull off going for another pit stop and still coming out in first.
Oh, everyone manages to avoid Ibbo, which is some going. Everyone down to 10th there had to get past him. Well, this is a bit mad because the gaps are 2 seconds at least, really.
Yeah. So other than Bellon and Car Cannon, who through pit stopping have switched positions, they are the two closest cars still. It looks like Car Cannon is actually going to be trying to unlock himself here. One of the passes.
Huh.
Something I've not actually seen in a while, which is someone unlocking themselves in a weekend.
Oh, Dave Jarvu in the chat. Hello, Dave.
Yeah.
Hope all is well. Race last season, very good driver with a couple of podiums. Always good to see him. Hopefully one day we'll have him. He can come back. Not sure if he's just a bit.
He also dive bombs nicknamed after him for a few weeks.
Nothing like a good old-fashioned Dave bomb. Nothing like it. But no, good driver, and it'd be good to see him back. As Car Cannon gets past Mike, this is a... Oh right, yeah, Mike's a ghost. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Trey going into the pits for a wing change.
So yeah, this is... Well, Madema could potentially pit and win the race and just do it to show off.
It's probably safer for him just to stick with it now. Because in that position there's no point taking any unnecessary risks.
Ebo spam when Car Cannon and Bellon spam, lost wing, and then they pit together and I lose wheel. So it sounds a bit frustrated there, Ibo. Unlucky. As he retires in 16th place.
There's not been nearly as many retirements as I thought there'd be, but only had 3 so far. 22 laps in.
Yeah. As Car Cannon is looking at Ghost for the last in the points. Ooh! Very, very close.
It looks like Cartanen got a better run out of the corner. Not that there's really much you can do with a better run in most places here.
No, this is it. All it does is potentially put you in your wing in jeopardy. Fuzz trailing onto the back of Macca, but oh, do you know what? I thought Carcanon was going to have a look down the inside of the hairpin there after saying.
Well, another thing that's going to be happening soon is Adrian and Robert will end up battling for third. Adrian's closing in on Robert, maybe not like impressively quickly, but not slowly either.
Carcanon. Oh, very unlucky.
Time penalty.
Both just got pinched. Carcanon's lucky to not lose his back wheel as he gets Bellon on the back of him for trouble.
We've also got Fuzz and Macca who appear to be battling again.
We're only just over halfway through this. This is crazy. But one thing I'll say, whisper it, but I think we might actually get to the D2 race on time.
For once. But that is one thing, it's not really all that long a race.
No, not really. I think, well, then again, I don't know, is it 39? I'd say it's quite long. It's about 50 odd minutes. It's not. It's quite, I'd say it's. I don't know if it's the longest. I think it's Singapore's definitely the longest.
Yeah, Singapore's longest. That can go for about an hour and a half or so.
Yeah, it's madly long, Singapore. Well, Morgan is going to be on a charge because he's going to be catching.
And he's going to be wanting to make up as many positions that he lost as well.
He'll do well though to get those tyres to where they need to go.
I don't know, Fresh Ultra should be able to last that many. The likes of Bagbones and Adri both got their used, well, yeah, Adri got his used Ultras to last about, what, 15 laps? Just looking, they've got Adri and Robert now within a second of each other for third.
It's all coming back alive again. It looked like the race was a little bit of a damp squib, but it's all.
Heated, going for yet another pit stop. Let's see, who's had the most pit stops so far? Carcanen has. Carcanen and Heated, both of which have stopped 3 times.
Wow. That is some going. Hopefully. And they might even have to do. Well, they shouldn't have to stop again, particularly heated. But it's a miserable day.
Yeah, what's even more impressive about them both having 3 pit stops is they're both sitting in the points right now.
What a battle we've got here between Fuzz and Macca. No quarter given from Macca. Fuzz.
They've got B. Morgan right behind them as well.
Oh, Morgan.
Driving like he doesn't care if he loses another front line.
Morgan with a fantastic move. Like you say though, it's very risk heavy. Morgan, is he going to do?
Looks like he's just pushing Macca then. Yeah?
Macca covered the inside of that corner, and that makes me smile because last season Macca didn't, and had me go up the inside, and we both crashed into the car, into the tunnel as a result of going side by side. And he's learnt his lesson. It seems like he's always going to be covering that line, which does.
You have to be pretty desperate to go for a move in 40.
It
Definitely
was
not one of the overtaking corners on this track.
No, it was perhaps a little bit ambitious. I mean, it was actually I made.
Got another penalty.
I think he must be struggling with. I'm predicting I think he might even be retiring.
Going for another stop. Yeah.
He is struggling with that fast chicane before Raskas, and I
No,
can sympathise with that because that's where I struggle. Morgan,
well, I think the hardest part of this track for me is just going through the back, which is just the corner before that.
it's the hardest. Yeah, I think Tabac's the hardest place to go through, but I think to avoid a penalty, I definitely think the chicane after. Oh gosh,
And
can't.
he's got 5 seconds stop though. So he's got to be hoping that he doesn't have to pit again. And Maka completely missed the no-bell chicane there.
Be interesting as to see what people think of that, but it's difficult. I don't think in real life you'd have to give it back necessarily, but we've got such a good battle here between 3rd, 4th and 5th.
Yeah, I just noticed that. The bag one's shot up to the back of them as well. And for good measure, they're pulling heated along, not that he has any say in their battle. He'll be enjoying the bit of extra pace he gets from the slipstream though.
Sector 2 yellows. Nobody in a hugely important place. Ghost Recon. Oh, poor Ghost. He won't want any part of that. And he does fantastically well to get out of the way. I have so much sympathy for anyone who's getting that
And
round here.
Karen's pitting yet again. Having to deal with his stop go. Putting off that high first, looks like he's trying to set the fastest lap.
You never know, he might just get a wonderful surprise.
Going into the pits at the same time. Both Freakon's going for another set of ultras by looks of things.
If I was Robert here, I'd pit.
Thing I don't know, I think if he has the feeling he can get those tyres to the end, he should, I personally would go for that. Because there's no saying if he could make up enough positions to get to where he is now.
Yeah.
I honestly think either way he's sort of in a no-win situation.
Yeah, agreed.
Those tyres are so old that he's just going to be losing time handling their fist to everyone.
Beauty is we can follow this group and then switch back to the other, because we're both going through the same overtaking opportunities.
That's alright, we've got another bell-on situation here, except for this time it's not a back marker.
I'm going to give a bit of a shout out to someone a little bit random here, which is Heated, because this poor man has someone 30 seconds ahead of him and someone 48 seconds behind, so he is pretty much exactly halfway around the race course. I'm guessing Bellon and Frey. Yeah, Bellon and Frey are separated by 2 places and literally about a lap, so Heated is in a very unfortunate sandwich.
But then that will just allow him, except for the faster cars ahead of him, obviously just to, if he really wanted to, he could drop off the back of them and then just set some laps at his own pace.
Yeah, very true. As Macca gets a pen, I don't really know how Morgan and Fuzz, and someone that we've actually kind of ignored a bit, Mr. Wooter, but Mr. Wooter is catching them, and I think whilst he's probably got slower pace generally around here than perhaps Morgan and Fuzz,
He's not in their battle, which is helping them out for now.
Yeah, exactly. So Bones has lost some time here to the guys ahead and dropped off them.
See if it's possibly wing damage or something. Not. No, yeah, as he lost his right end plate. I think.
Rooter getting a pen.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Morgan.
Bag Bones has definitely lost part of his front line.
Morgan nearly losing it, but keeping it together. Fuzz really good on the brakes as Macca gets a bit of respite. I think it's quite clear to see though that Macca is slower than these guys behind him, so it's only going to be respite. It's not going to give him a chance to pull away.
it's just the same situation that I think Robert's in. You know, he keeps getting small gaps filled out. They just disappear almost immediately.
Yeah. Morgan will be cursing his luck. Jabbo, shout out to Jabbo, by the way, for again someone that's perhaps a bit unsung at the moment, doing a fantastic job of things.
Yeah, but I was also just thinking it's probably not going to be long before like Savatra Bag of Bones just starts going for fairly risky moves.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's getting to the point that they're going to want to get past Robert as fast as possible now.
Bones has gone up 7 places. Car Cannon with the fastest lap. He'll be happy with that. Bones has managed to jump 7 places. The biggest loser in, obviously out, you know, in the guys that are still running is a mix of Car Cannon and Morgan. Morgan having a race to forget really, and a race of frustration.
I've had a few people moving up quite a few positions as well. We've got Frey and Bell on who have both gone up 6 positions, albeit they're both influenced by the DNFs, but still good showings from both of them.
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, Adri with 3 seconds. That's with Robert.
Got one literally just a week before him. But then I have no idea if that actually impacts anything because I don't know what the Bentley situation is as a whole.
I think I'm going to just pause. I think that people might even want to see this, so I'll actually try and give this a show. Robert has 2 penalties, 6 seconds. Adri has 1. Bag of Bones has 1. So Robert's down compared 3 seconds to the other 2. Maka has 6. Morgan has 6. Fuzz has 3. So yeah, interesting.
So both of those battles are being led by a Renault.
Effectively, yeah. So Robert's worse off than the other 2, and
but it might actually be why Adri isn't going to anything. He might know that he's in a better position than the 2 cars around him. Or at least Robert, he's on equal terms with Backbones, but position-wise, obviously he's ahead.
We have Mr. Wooter as well, but I'm pretty sure Mr. Wooter has at least 6 seconds, so he's kind of out of it in a as well, in a sense, but you know, you never know. Just takes another 3 second pen for these guys.
One corner cut can make all the difference here.
My driver of the day so far, without jinxing it, of course Morgan hits the wall. I wonder if he lost a bit of end plate. Don't think he did. My driver of the day is probably Robert at the moment.
Now, I put for me it's either him or Zadema. Zadema just for being pretty dominant. Then Robert went from the front to the back, and now he's back at the front again. Quite an impressive feat.
Yeah, in some ways, Zadema and Jabbo actually, you know, they're all 3 really on the podium, and it's almost a boring choice, but to be fair, they've all done really well. And pretty much you are going to get driver of the day off someone that has a podium at Monaco, because they're probably more than likely going to have still had incidents and still done well.
Yeah, well, usually you find the people on the podium in Monaco are the people that just get in the least incidents.
Yeah.
Full stop. Which is definitely true for Zadema and Jabbo. Robert, on the other hand, shown that he can deal with the incidents that have been thrust upon him.
Zadema is... Where's Zadema? He's going through... Zadema, I thought this might be the case. Zadema's catching the battle for 6th.
That will make things interesting.
Now, I mean,
It might end up being that he goes for a pit stop just to get away from it late night, because he could probably pull it off and still be in the lead.
it's not the worst idea at all, because
For instance, he could go for the jump, put us at hypers, come away from this with pole, the win, and the fastest lap.
he's trying. He's behind Ghost Recon. I would pit. I really would, because
Just get them out of the risk factor, which is the back markers. So not other tracks, yeah, it's fine just to get past them, but here you're fairly likely for some sort of shenanigans.
this is it.
We've had that one going into the pits. A set of ultra soft, interestingly. With 4 laps to go.
You might have run out of any other choice, potentially.
I've got Mr. Luther also pulling into the pit after running 27 laps and no softs. And he got wing damage. I don't know if it's a visual thing, but he appears to have been outrageous there. Might have had stop go penalty possibly. He was stopped for quite a while on my screen at least.
Cars just everywhere on this track. Absolutely everywhere.
I'm just looking at the tyre age situation, and Robert could have pretty much ran the entire, if he'd been a bit careful, he probably could have ran the entire race distance on this set of tyres. That's 34 laps he's done on those supers now.
Bit controversial.
Yeah, well.
I feel like Zwadema should technically hold back.
And your reasoning for this?
Only because it's a natural battle ahead. He'll know the gap to him and Javo.
But then he also might want to try and get caught up in it to give Maka a bit of a boost. Because if he knows Maka's in that battle.
They are in a party. I do forget that. They are quite a good team, actually.
So he may be trying to get himself caught up with blue flag.
There is blue flags going on. And Fars with a 5-second stop go penalty.
Not what he's wanting.
Oh, not the nicest place to let someone through. Oh, as Morgan loses it a bit. So Fuzz has just gone from...
Watching back at the battle for third, and they're still pulling heated around with them as well.
Heated must be loving it, because...
They're basically getting free pace.
Yeah. Congratulations to Zwadema. He's already guaranteed at least 11th. I'm sure he's got other ambitions in his mind, but...
So I'm just thinking, the League of Europe hand out an award for most pit stops in a race. Karkan has now done 6.
Oh. Yeah, I think... I think we have to.
Give him a wooden spoon.
I think we have to. What is going on here? Zwadema and Maka. Maka must be under yellow flag, blue flag conditions here.
This is trying to give Zwadema a bit of a tool while he can.
I think.
And he's also probably looking to get them through where it's the least intrusive to him.
they're talking, definitely talking. Ooh, and it's worked pretty much to a T. Very good teamwork there.
Yeah, now Monaco will be getting, at least for now, a bit of a toe off of Zedema.
Hello, J. Cole. In the chat, as Dama's on his last lap, but ooh, did Adri just nip a wall there?
I think he doesn't appear to have wind damage actually.
Adri is definitely running in third at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, even if Adri does end up nicking a wall and getting a bit of wind damage, does it really matter at this point?
Macca with a 3-second pen. So that is that. So Morgan was almost certainly going to inherit 6th.
No, does inherit that due to penalties. Oh wait, no, he got the...
Yeah.
Stopped, didn't he?
Yeah, very unfortunate. I mean, we haven't really driven with this guy much, except to watch people get lapped. And he is going to let Macca through. Ah, oh, what a clever idea. Unbelievably clever idea.
Yeah, he does that so that he can build up some time on the cars behind.
No, because he's finished a lap ahead, so the penalties don't matter. Exceptional teamwork. That is absolutely exceptional teamwork. And that's just gifted Macca 6th. That is really clever for the constructors. Jabo in 2nd, Robert's going to come over in 3rd, but from my calculations he's going to end up 5th. And he does.
Yeah, it's probably a bit frustrating for Robert. He drove a brilliant race.
Frey?
38 laps and no supers from Robert. That's not something to every day.
Frey caught fuzz. Bellon also is going to be... What's Bellon up to?
I'm just looking in the chat, something quite interesting. Ghost saying that Adri's AI took off his wing twice, but I didn't think Adri had been AI.
Not at all. Bit weird. I have to see some footage of that, very strange. That was a hell of a race.
Yes, we've actually finished on time.
Unbelievable scenes. Brilliant race. Not only winning, but getting his teammates sick for an absolutely brilliant bit of teamwork there. Fantastic race.
Not a sort of teamwork that you always see in league racing. Usually it's people using it more as a rivalry than anything else.
Absolutely. Yeah, what can I say? That was impressive actually. The penalties.
That race sort of speaks for itself. But the front two with no penalties.
Bellon with 7 for 21 seconds, but Adri getting the jump. Bag of Bones, very good race from him. Robert as well. Macca coming over the line in 6th. Everyone else lapped. Blimey.
The thing is, I was actually expecting to see more people lap in a track like this. It's not a track that you can actually see the whole field getting lapped. I think things go well for the leader.
Crazy, but yeah, that's all we got. That's all we got. And Larkin was a big fan. Big fan of that. Hello to him, but huge respect for so many drivers finishing.
Yeah.
I don't think that will happen in D2.
I don't think I'm going to finish in D2.
Exactly. Right, cool. I'm going to restart my PlayStation and end the broadcast. And I'll see you in a minute. Cheers, guys.